HTC decided that it was high time it put an end to the selfie race and unveiled the HTC Desire Eye, a smartphone that is doomed to intrigue with its ginormous 13-megapixel selfie snapper. However, its front-facing camera is not the biggest asset of the Desire Eye, because it packs some pretty respectable hardware under its predominantly plastic hood. On paper, it seems that HTC's foray into selfie-centric phones might be a pretty successful one, but is this truly the case? This is Peter K with Phone Arena and we'll find out together. But first, let me take a selfie. Despite its large dimensions, the HTC Desire Eye is not unwieldy and feels pretty good in your hand. This time around, HTC put its faith into hard, matte plastic as build material, both for the back and for the sides, which is pretty pleasant to touch and provides a more than acceptable amount of grip. It does not smudge easily, but still tends to hold a bit of grease, especially if your hands are dirty. One of the bad things regarding the HTC Desire Eye are its hardware buttons. They are quite shallow and it's extremely hard to discern them from the surrounding plastic. The two-step camera button is particularly unpleasant. It does not provide enough feedback about its position. The HTC Desire Eye is IPX7 certified too, which means that it will lift to tell the tale if you dip it in the water, in particular for as long as 30 minutes at a depth of up to 1 meter. Up front we have a 5.2-inch 1080p display which has a pretty high pixel density. At 424 ppi it's sharp enough and we fail to discern any individual pixels. Apart from being so pixel rich, the display of the HTC Desire Eye is also very bright, very vibrant and has an excellent outdoor visibility. Its contrast is top-notch too, yet the color accuracy leaves something to be desired. The display is also quite bullish, as its color temperature of 7248 kelvins is pretty far away from the reference point of 6500 kelvins. Its viewing angles are mediocre but acceptable. Just like any other HTC device, the HTC Desire Eye ships with the maker's own Sense UI on top of Android 4.4 KitKat. It's striking a very good balance between onboard features and the no-frills user experience, which makes the selfie-centric device lightweight and pleasant to work with. It comes with HTC's own Blink Fit, as well as the motion launch feature which allows you to wake or put the phone to sleep by double tapping the screen. The latter proves to be quite useful on a handset like the Desire Eye, not only due to its size, but because of the unimpressive side buttons as well. As far as default apps are concerned, you can either use HTC's own takes on messaging and mail or resort to Google solutions such as Hangouts and Gmail. You can also customize the UI of the Desire Eye with the help of several themes. The HTC Desire Eye ships with Qualcomm Snapdragon 801, which has 4 400 cores running at 2.3 GHz. These work in concert with an Adreno 330 GPU and also 2 GB of LPDDR3 RAM. This hardware prowess results in a pretty lag-free experience throughout the interface and the UI of the HTC Desire Eye. It shows almost no signs of lag, even when heavier tasks need to be processed at hand. The multitasking capabilities of the phone are quite adequate as well. We also have 16 GB of native storage in the basic version of the HTC Desire Eye. Roughly 9 of these are available to the end user right out of the box. Fortunately, a micro SD card slot is present too. It allows you to put in micro SD cards of up to 128 GB in size, which is more than enough to store all the selfies you might take. The HTC Desire Eye comes with 2 web browsers on board. You can choose between HTC's own stock web browser or the more popular Google Chrome. Regardless of which one you choose though, you'll always be treated to the best browsing experience possible. Navigation through web pages is smooth and there's little to no lag to be experienced. As far as connectivity is concerned, the Desire Eye supports a wide array of LTE bands, as well as the full array of Wi-Fi, GPS, GPSA, Bluetooth and all the normal bells and whistles. At the rear of the HTC Desire Eye we have a 13 megapixel camera which produces images with an acceptable amount of detail, with close to no artifacts and mostly accurate colors. Even so, it occasionally tends to produce images that are slightly darker than reality. HDR images are quite adequate too, even with stroke backlight present. However, this snapper disappoints when it comes to images that are taken indoors, under artificial lighting, as these come out quite noisy. Up front we have the same 13 megapixel camera which can be found on the back of the Desire Eye. It's accompanied by a dual LED flash, which, apart from doing its usual job, also doubles as a torch that constantly illuminates your face before you take a selfie. However, the flash lacks an auto mode. As far as the front-facing camera of the Desire Eye is concerned, it performs quite well. Usually these selfies are very detailed, correctly exposed and have a decent color reproduction. Even with strong backlight present in contre-jour, the self-portraits turn out surprisingly good. Software-wise, the selfie camera comes with HDR, anti-shake, backlight, manual controls and other useful modes. Taking selfies can easily become a game. As far as video recording is concerned, both cameras of the HTC Desire Eye are capable of shooting 1080p videos. Both perform in a similar manner. The videos are correctly exposed most of the times, with no noticeable artifacts, yet they suffer from the notorious rolling shutter effect. What's more, they are not as detailed as you would like them to be. Generally speaking, both cameras perform just okay as far as video recording is concerned. Nothing impressive, but the Desire Eye will surely get the job done. All in all, neither the rear nor the front-facing camera are likely to disappoint you, though they aren't particularly great in what they do. The HTC Desire Eye comes with HTC's own suite of multimedia apps, such as Gallery and Music. They employ the sleek design of HTC, yet they are not as feature-laden as we'd like them to be. As far as the audio reproducing capabilities of the device are concerned, well, these are top-notch. The main reason for this are the boom sound speakers at the front. They produce pretty deep and loud sounds, with no perceptible audio distortion even at maximum volume. The low frequencies, also known as bass, are a bit shallow and flat though, but listening to music from the speakers will generally result in a pleasant experience. If you decide to use the HTC Desire Eye as a phone, you'll be hardly impressed. For example, its microphone tends to randomly insert artifacts and slightly distort your voice. The earpiece is unimpressive as well. You'll hear the other side slightly muffled and not natural at all. The Desire Eye has a 2400 mAh battery at the back. It clocked in at 7 hours and 2 minutes in our custom battery test, which is a good and adequate result. You have to wait for 2 hours and 37 minutes in order to see the battery of the Desire Eye charge all the way from 0 to 100%, which is an unacceptable result on its own too. As a conclusion, we'd like to say that the HTC Desire Eye could be the best selfie-centric phone you can throw your money at the moment. With its enormous 13 megapixel front-facing camera, it puts other selfie-centric phones such as the Sony Xperia C3, the Galaxy Grand Prime and the Nokia Lumia 730 to shame. It might not feel as premium as the HTC One M8, but it's a viable option to HTC's current flagship. So definitely keep an eye on it, and for a full review go to phonearena.com. This was Peter K. Thanks for watching.